Good morning, everybody. It is Wednesday morning. Here in Texas, it is almost 4 a.m. So it's rise and shine for whoever the sun might be rising for. It's not quite hitting here yet, but anyway, good morning. Hello, everybody. It's been a few days since I streamed. I've been, busy doing stuff. You know how it goes. But I was waiting for to do this stream because I ordered some Super Nintendo cartridges, and I've been on a Super Nintendo kick. And my package got delayed for some reason. I don't know. It was supposed to be here Thursday, and it just arrived yesterday. It's very strange. The post office will give you these messages that say, there's a problem with your package. You're like, oh. And then it's like, no, it's still on time. It's still coming. I'm like, it's not on time. But, and then, I don't know, whatever. They finally decided to deliver it. So I got Super Nintendo games. I bought some of these from that retro store because I did a trade-in on some. And then I just bought some random stuff. Now, not all these are anything special. Some of these are just games that I wanted to get because I didn't have. And, Super Nintendo games the prices seem to be better for some of these, so I was like, let me do that. Let me do some of that. So I'll show you some of this stuff, and we might play a little bit as we can. But first, welcome everyone to the chat. Bassarino was number one. He gets the pinned comment, and his comment was, bah! Bah, indeed, sir. Bah, bah, black sheep. Have you any wool? Next, Drunky Cheese is here. Evil is among us. He says, what kind of crazy person is awake this hour? Well, you're awake, sir. So there. Takes one to know one. Chris Courage. The man, the myth, the legend. Chris Courage, the good friend of mine who does all the mods for all the consoles and stuff. Chris, you are most welcome here, sir. Thank you for being here with us this morning. We appreciate you very much. Salvatore is also here. Salvatore, who famously wrecks shop on Casey's horse racing stuff. Salvatore is a good guy. I like Salvatore. We have good discussions. Dear God, man, it's late, early. Yes, I know. El hora de diablo. See. The witching hour. Drunky Cheese, I'm gonna wake up everyone with this music. Oh wait, I live alone. Damn it. Foiled again. I would have got away with it too if it wasn't for your meddling dog. Package was trapped in the riots. Yeah, this is Texas. We didn't really have riots, But okay. What a crazy weekend that was. Wow. Crazy times. The perfect opportunity to turn off the television, stop watching the news, and just enjoy some video games. Retro games especially. I'll show you some of this stuff real quick. So, these are not in any order of like importance or anything like that. It's just games that I wanted to get that I could afford to get. So I picked up stuff. This one was cheap. I think it was like $10 or something. 10 star. I don't know if you ever heard of that game. I think I have this on some other collection or something like that. I'm really not sure. But I was like, I haven't really played this. I tested all these cartridges. I cleaned them. But I haven't really played these cartridges yet. So that might be fun to check out. Not sure what it is exactly. We'll get to it. Here's, I got some football games for Super Nintendo because I was like, I don't have any sports games really. And if you're going to buy sports games, I don't even know if they put these out on the Super Famicom. I know they're on Super Nintendo, obviously, but I don't know. But anyway, I was buying Super Nintendo games, so let's get some cheap sports games. Like Super Play Action Football, which was a very early football game by Nintendo. I don't know if you ever played Play Action Football on the NES. But they did have Super Play Action Football on the Super Nintendo. There's a bunch of different Madden games I could have gotten. And Madden 95 jumped into my head because I remember renting this game back in the day. and this was a good one for the Cowboys. So I was like, let me get Madden 95. And then I saw Quarterback Club, and I was like, oh, I got to get Quarterback Club on Super Nintendo. Yes, so there's football games. Here's a game that I have spent countless hours screwing around in. This was my Minecraft before there was Minecraft. This is a game that I seriously have just wasted hours and hours and hours in, and that's SimCity for Super Nintendo. This version of SimCity is, man, these things are just falling all over the place. This version of SimCity is like just, it's a little bit different than the ones that you might play on PC or things like that. It's kind of Nintendoized. It's altered for Nintendo stuff. I don't know how do you want to word that, but some of the elements of the game are kind of fun, Nintendo fun. I don't know, whatever. I don't know. But SimCity is a game that, yeah, I have wasted so much time just goofing around, doing nothing, making cities, destroying things. And I did have a Super Famicom cartridge of this, which is completely unplayable because of the amount of Japanese text. So when I did trade-ins at the retro store, I actually traded that version in. And a few other Super Famicom games that I had duplicates of and stuff like that, and picked this up. So now I can finally really enjoy SimCity without having to use my EverDrive, my cheap little EverDrive. So that'll be fun. Salvatore says, I had been given a Super Nintendo and had some cool games for it, but I gave it all to my son-in-law. I just emulate Super Nintendo now. Yeah, I mean, Super Nintendo is totally easy to emulate now. It's like very, very emulatable. In fact, when you emulate on Super Nintendo, you have some possibilities for like HD Mode 7 effects, and you can play some of the hacks. I know Evil likes to play a lot of the hacks and homebrews and stuff that are dependent upon extra chips, you know, like the Super FX chip and stuff like that. So there's a lot of reasons to emulate. But I happen to, and I still do emulate Super Nintendo, but I happen to be fascinated with the cartridges. I'm going to go into, I wasn't sure if I was going to talk about this a lot, but I'm going to go into some of the reasons for that are outside the spectrum of just video games. There's reasons why I really like collecting Super Nintendo stuff. All right. Next up is a game called Rival Turf, which is like a side-scrolling beat-em-up game. Kind of like Double Dragon, and it's pretty good. It's from Jellico, or Jellico, however you'd like to say that. How about Alien 3? Alien 3 for Super Nintendo. Alien 3 was released on a variety of things. I used to have this on the Game Gear, and I spent a little bit of time with it there. But the Super Nintendo version is very cool. There's still some Super Nintendo games I'm gonna buy that I haven't gotten around to, but I've kind of slowed down for a moment. Mortal Kombat 2. This one, you guys know, has recently been released on the 3DO. There's a homebrew version of this for the 3DO, which is phenomenal looking. I haven't got it yet because the guy's still working out some bugs. I think he's working on an update release, so I'm waiting on that. But again, there's reasons why I choose some of these games. There's several Mortal Kombats you can get on Super Nintendo. The first one you don't want to get because it doesn't have, it's just not the best version of Mortal Kombat. You want the Genesis version of that. But Mortal Kombat 2 is excellent on Super Nintendo. I'll probably end up getting Ultimate Mortal Kombat 3 at some point, but this was the one I wanted to get for reasons, nostalgia reasons. And it's also an excellent game. This one I was surprised to find. It's called Total Carnage. And you guys know what this is. Well, maybe you don't know what this is, but I was educated on this a few months ago. It wasn't that long ago. I didn't know what this was. And some guys in the chat, and maybe you guys remember who it was because I don't remember, explained to me what this was. This is the sequel to Smash TV. So I was like, oh, okay. So it was affordable. It's pretty cheap. Now here's a game you might not think you would want to get on Super Nintendo, Killer Instinct, because you're like, why would I want the Super Nintendo version of Killer Instinct? You know, what's the big deal with that? There's not a big deal with that. You probably don't want the Super Nintendo version of Killer Instinct, but I got it for reasons. For reasons. All right, there's a bunch more here. More gaming. Let me get back to the chat for just a second. Drunky Cheese says, I rented SimCity 1,000 times. Love it. Yes, I concur, sir. I concur. Wiley, what's up, dude? Hello, Wiley. Salvatore, I would never give away my Sega stuff. I hope not. Oh my gosh. Clutch Pearls. Oh my. Anyway, Salvatore, I'm really appreciating your Evercade coverage. Oh, thank you, sir. I've kind of gotten to a point where we're taking a break on Evercade stuff. I've kind of did what I was trying to do as far as like the cartridges I own, just kind of show them real quick. So when we get back to Evercade stuff, which we will do, it's going to be more like just streams playing games and not really get, it'll be just regular streaming Evercade stuff. Excellent system, works really good with my 8BitDo arcade stick, which by the way, there was an update released for the 8BitDo arcade stick that was supposed to make it more compatible with Switch 2, and it fixed the Bluetooth issue I was having with my Switch. So it was connecting to my Switch, and that lasted a day, and then now it won't connect again. So I don't know what's going on. It instead of the little lights going and it lands on the first little dot to connect, it lights up the first dot and the bottom right dot and doesn't connect like it was doing before. So I don't know what's going on with it. It's not a big deal. I tried to connect it to my Super Nintendo Bluetooth receiver, this little 8BitDo receiver for Super Nintendo, and it will not. I couldn't get it to connect to that or the NES one. So Bluetooth seems to not be working on it again. I don't know what the deal is with it, but it's whatever. It's whatever. Prime One. Good morning, Prime One. Yes. Angus Scrim is among us. Yes, what's up? Prime One says Total Carnage is part 4 of the series. Roboton 2084, Blaster, Smash TV. I don't know if that's... Are they actually a series, or is that just like I mean, there's similar gameplay, right? But I don't know if that's actual series, Prime One. Maybe I'm wrong. Drunky Cheese, Super Nintendo Killer Instinct plays great if you have a joystick controller. Well, unfortunately, we have a problem with that. So, when I was at the store, they did have the Super Nintendo Advantage, the SNES Advantage, and I've always wanted to get one of those. So maybe that's something I need to look for, is pick up an SNES Advantage, because I've never had that one. Of course, I've played the NES Advantage forever, but never had that one. That might be something to do. Salvatore, ooh, streaming Evercade. Yes, we'll get back to that eventually. So Salvatore, absolutely. Drunky Cheese, many people awake apparently were all farmers. Yes, okay, continuing on with the cartridges that I picked up. I got Illusion of Gaia. This is an RPG that I had back in the day, and I couldn't remember much about it other than I enjoyed it. So I was like, I'll pick it up again. Because another problem, like I said, when you buy Super Famicom carts, is they're all Japanese, and you can't really enjoy too many Super Famicom RPGs that you buy cartridges for. Of course, I can play the translated ones off my EverDrive, a lot of them, and that's pretty cool. But it's also fun to pick up some that are just cartridges and in English. So yeah, there you go. A game I've never owned a cartridge for until now, which is Super Punch-Out. This is a game that we rented several times back in the day. My friends obsessed over this game. I didn't get to play it a whole lot. I did watch them play it quite a bit, but I never really, like I said, I never bought a cartridge for it. So now I have Super Punch-Out, so I have to play that some, because it's really, really cool. It's really, really cool. shmup, an early shmup for the Super Nintendo based on an arcade game, UN Squadron. I had to. I don't know why I never bought this before, so now I have it for Super Nintendo. Now here's a game that we rented quite a bit and we were kind of obsessed with. It's called Zardian. It starts with an X. Zardian. And it's I haven't played it in years, but from what I remember, it kind of reminded me a little bit of Metal Storm for the NES. It's got really good graphics and sound and everything, so had to pick that up. That's got a special nostalgia for me. How about Captain America and the Avengers? Great version of the game. The Genesis version is also excellent, but Super Nintendo. And we'll come back and look at some more in just a second. Let me catch up on chat. Let's see. Prime 1 says, all 4 games were made by the same creator. It's like the Apocalypse trilogy from John Carpenter. All movies are connected but have different storylines. Well, how about that? I was never aware of this. I love learning new stuff about old stuff. There's still time, right? There's still time for us to learn something. That's good. Thank you, sir. I did not know that. I did not know that. Prime 1 with the education, the world-class education. Thank you, sir. Prime 1 Blaster is the third-person version of Robotron 2084. Well, there you go. There you go. Okay. Another one I got was Joe and Mac. Really good graphics on that one. Cool game. Caveman stuff. Fun game. I was like, I have to get that. I need that. Now we're going to deviate. Because not all these games make sense for me to buy. Some of them are just weird. Why would you buy that? I don't know. Because I wanted it. Like The Lion King. Why would you want The Lion King on Super Nintendo? I had this on Game Gear. It's another one I had on Game Gear that I played the crap out of. And really liked it on Game Gear. It's really good. The Game Gear version is obviously not going to be graphically or musically or anything as advanced as the Super Nintendo one. But I did remember playing this on Super Nintendo and I thought it was good. So I was like, you know what? It's a challenging game, but I love The Lion King just in general. So I was like, all right, why not? Oh my goodness. This I had to get on Super Nintendo. This is ActRaiser. And if you don't know what ActRaiser is, it has sort of that sim element to it. Like you do some stuff with the simulation type stuff, like SimCity kind of stuff. And then it has these action levels that are just beautiful. And the music is so good. This is a game that my brother and I bought when we first got a Super Nintendo. I mean, this was the first game we bought on Super Nintendo, you know, other than Super Mario World that came with our Super Nintendo. This is the one that we bought first. We bought it from Walmart, from our local Walmart. We took it home. He played the sim levels and I played the action levels, and we beat it that same day because we just did nothing but play this game all day. And then we took it back to Walmart and got other stuff. we beat the game and took it back and got other stuff because they let you do that back then. I don't know. And then I rented the game again several times after that because I really liked the game a lot. Very good game, ActRaiser. For some reason, didn't ever buy that one before, but now I have that. All right, so I'm going to show you these. Let's see. Yeah. So these three are going. Oh crap! Excuse me. These three are ones that I actually already bought a while back. Star Fox, Vortex, and Pilot Wings. I've had these for a while, and the reason I have had these for a while is I bought the Japanese versions also, and then I switched out the boards from these so that I could play the American English, well, North American English versions of these on my Super Famicom console, because these cartridges don't fit in the Super Famicom. But I have these still, so yeah. I'll probably switch these back now since I actually am playing Super Nintendo games on the Super Nintendo. I'll probably switch those back. And then Top Gear was the one that I bought when I was up hanging out with Max in Pennsylvania. So I have that. The last three on here are part of a trilogy. Yes, they are the trilogy. There's Star Wars, Super Star Wars, Empire Strikes Back, and Return of the Jedi. I owned Super Star Wars and Empire Strikes Back, but I never owned Super Return of the Jedi back in the day. I just rented it. So now I got all of those. So yeah, there you go. All right, let me throw one of these games in here and we can kind of just look at it while I talk a little bit about some more stuff with this. Let's see. Put Rival Turf in. Put Rival Turf. And let it just sit there and simmer. Let it do its business. Da-da-da. Okay, so some of these games, like I said, I chose for nostalgic reasons, pretty much all of them. But Super Nintendo is a system that I have a special connection. Excuse me. I have a special connection with a friend of mine who passed away. I've talked about before this friend of mine who passed away a few years ago. We had some games that mean a lot to me because of our friendship. He was one of my best friends that I've ever had in my life. I really miss him very much. We were going to go into business together. We were working on a comic book together. We had so much in common. He was a great friend of mine through high school, and then beyond that, he passed away in 2009. And I'm not gonna, give you too many specifics about him personally, other than to say he ended up taking his own life. He actually, it was a bad situation, and that happens sometimes. Obviously, it was devastating for all of us that were friends with him back in the day, and so I have certain things that we shared, me and him, that took on a whole new meaning to me after he passed away. Samurai Showdown 2 was our favorite arcade game that we would hang out and play together at the local Dairy Queen. Samurai Showdown 2, for that reason, has a very special meaning. Pretty much several Neo Geo games because of that, actually. And Super Nintendo was the console, and the Jaguar. He had a Jaguar. He was the only other person I knew, or have known personally, like that I've interacted with in person, that had an Atari Jaguar. And he got one because I got one. But Super Nintendo was our big thing. We played so much Super Nintendo stuff, and some of these Super Nintendo games specifically, like Mortal Kombat 2 was one of them, and some of the other ones just have a special meaning. He's actually the friend of mine. He's the friend that accidentally deleted my save game on Super Metroid and Chrono Trigger. He's that friend that I've brought up before. He's the guy who, great dude, love him to death. I'll always love him, but he was kind of clumsy like that. So it sucks when you lose people that you're really close to. But obviously I have a lot of great memories with him, and part of the reason that I do have this fascination with Super Nintendo, collecting cartridges, Super Famicom, collecting cartridges and stuff, is because we shared that together, and we used to just nerd out about Super Nintendo and how cool it was, and we had this dream. I remember us talking about, wouldn't it be amazing? Wouldn't it be something if someday there was a handheld console that just played Super Nintendo games? Because they were like, that would be the perfect handheld. That was our thing that we talked about quite a bit. And then, of course, the Game Boy Advance came out, and that pretty much was that. It was better than that, but it was basically what we were talking about, and that was a big moment for us to nerd out about there as well. So anyway, just a console that has a special place for me, a very special place. Let's see, Rival Turf. Drunky Cheese says Surf and Turf. Surf and Turf, very similar to Rival Turf. Little, more. I think I prefer Surf and Turf at the restaurants, but yeah, very similar. Saboteur understood playing a crappy game with a good friend was still a blast. Yeah, I mean, I don't know about you guys. Like, I know there's like a culture that exists, especially because of like the angry video game nerd and stuff like that. There's like this culture that exists where people like to just trash old games or talk down about old games and stuff like that, or try to find something that's bad, or just call every game trash unless it's proven otherwise. It's like default trash, and then maybe it'll be good. Maybe. I've always been the opposite, because when we grew up, we were pretty poor. We didn't have a lot of money, so we would go buy whatever we could afford, and sometimes it was a choice. I could maybe afford this one game, or I could get these 3 games that were cheaper. So sometimes we made purchasing decisions based on not having very much cash. And those were the games you had. That's what you had to play. There wasn't this enormous library of stuff for you to enjoy. So we would try to make the most out of it. And we would try to find the good in the games that we were able to pick up, So I've never been very critical of video games. I've always been that guy who... A lot of people say, oh, that's just nostalgia goggles. No, I've always been like that. I've always tried to find the good, like what I enjoy about a video game. So it is a little annoying sometimes when people, you'll bring up a game for Super Nintendo, Genesis, TurboGrafx, NES, whatever. And it's not the best game in the world, but it is a little annoying sometimes when people say, that game's just garbage, blah, blah, blah. You just have nostalgia goggles or something like that. And you're like, you don't understand where I'm coming from. That's okay. But I'm not that guy who enjoys just trashing video games. I'm not that guy. So anyway, Drunky Cheese says people didn't get that AVGN was a show. Yeah, I know. There's literally an entire culture around thinking that that's real. I want to be like that too. I'm going to make a channel like that too. Yeah, I understand what you're saying there. Saboteur, back then we only had access to so many games, so we enjoyed what we had. Absolutely. And like I said, I think that's permanently affected my viewpoint on a lot of these games. Some of these games are probably not the best games in the world, like Rival Turf here. I'm sure this is probably not the best beat 'em up you've ever played, but I'm going to give it a lot of leeway because, I'm that guy. I'm that guy who does. It's another reason why I don't do reviews. I don't give like a score to a game. I don't review things because it's a very definitive way of like deciding how you feel about something. I've reviewed that game. Here's my score. It's like, okay, you're not going to change your mind. You're not going to give it another chance. You're not going to like maybe rethink this as you have more time with it and you have different experiences playing it. I mean, I don't believe in like having a final viewpoint on a game, really. I really don't. I think that every time I play a game, there's an opportunity for me to have fun, right? Unless it's just absolute garbage. If it is absolute garbage, I'll tell you that. But there's for me to say that, the bar is very low. That's all I'm saying. For me to say that, it's going to be bad. So anyway. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. They took AVGN seriously. Yes, they did, Drunky Cheese. Prime One says AVGN and Mike Can't play Sega Ghost House. Basserino, good morning. Good morning, sir. You were first in here, and now you're back. Thank you for returning. Saboteur, the most important part of any review of video game is the fun factor. I agree with that. And like I said, my fun factor is not something that's stagnant. Sometimes I'll have fun with a game, sometimes I won't. And if I don't have fun the first time, that doesn't mean I'm not going to enjoy it later. I mean, how many really frustratingly difficult games have you played that ended up being, you know, one of your favorite experiences? You know, I'm thinking like Ninja Gaiden on the NES. You know, there's games that are very hard, but the more you play them, the more you get into them, and the more you enjoy them. And sometimes it's like just the ritual of like exposing yourself to the game. Ooh, exposing yourself. You know what I'm saying? Playing the game over and over and over has like a certain repetitive thing that happens that makes you enjoy it a lot more. So yeah, that's why I don't do reviews, because I might not like something, but it doesn't mean it's not going to be good later. You know, first time I saw, like, to give you an example, not related to video games, first time I saw the movie Pulp Fiction, I hated it. I couldn't, it wasn't like anything I'd ever seen. I didn't understand why it was all out of order, and it just was weird to me. I was like, I don't like this movie. And then I watched it again, and I started to get it. And, you know, now it's like one of my all-time favorite movies. And sometimes you're not ready for something. Sometimes you're just not ready. So being fairly open-minded, I think, is always a good thing. Let's see. Prime likes to expose himself. Well, fair enough. All right, let's see what all we got going on with the rival turf here. Music sampler. Oh, got sound mode. Okay. Some of these Super Nintendo games have Dolby surround sound, like Pro Logic surround sound, which is really cool. There might be a Genesis game or two that does, but I can't think of any offhand that have surround sound. I know there are some TurboGrafx CD games that have surround sound, like Cosmic Fantasy 2 had surround sound, but they didn't make a big deal about it. They didn't actually advertise it very much. It's kind of interesting. Angry mode. Oh my. Angry mode. All right, so player, let's see, we got run, jump, normal attack, and special attack. So X is not doing nothing here. X is taking it easy on this game. Alrighty. All right. Uzi Nelson? Uzi? Okay. Or Jack Flack. I'll do Jack Flack. Funny names. The streets of LA. Hopefully it's nothing like the streets of LA from last weekend or whatever it was. Pretty good. Graphics they're good. They're not bad. So you can only go up that high. You can't go any higher than that. Okay. I think this is on one of my Evercade collections. Maybe I'm wrong, but I feel like it is. I might be wrong about that. Oh, maybe I'm remembering it being on the Nintendo Online service. Maybe that's what it is. Yeah, it might not be on the Evercade. It might be on my... I know it's on the Nintendo Online service. I like the jump ship. I bet this would be fun two-player. My buddy Eugene was talking with me about he was setting up his Raspberry Pi yet again, trying to get all his emulators and stuff set up, and he was struggling a little bit with it. Sometimes that thing will just reset itself, or he'll have problems, and he'll have to redo everything. I don't know what the deal is with that. But yeah, we were talking about stuff, and he's like, you know, I understand why you want to play these original consoles, because they just work. You just play the games. You don't have to mess with stuff, and it doesn't mess up on you. Not really. I mean, they still can mess up on you, but not like that. There's something to be said for just plug and play and no input lag and playing the original, and it's pretty good. It's pretty good. But I don't begrudge anybody for emulating. Why would I? Drunky Cheese, Jack Black is the skinny version of Jack Black. Chris Courage, you punched that guy so hard he disappeared. It happens. It happens sometimes. If you do it right. I like when he grabs him and throws him. It's like he puts all his weight into it. It looks... I mean, that's what it would look like if you actually did do that. Look at that. It's a lot of effort. And that jump kick is crazy. This guy's got insane flexibility. Look at this guy. Look, who could even do that? If you could kick like that, I don't think at any point in my life could I ever actually stretch and kick like that. It's wild. I've got the knife. Forget I have that run button. Oh, he walks. He's doing a power walk. He's a mall walker. Okay, I got you. City Stadium. Let's see, Bassarino, this is kind of like I joked after John Wick died, and you should have a parody called Johann Flick. Okay. Alrighty. Did anybody see that ballerina movie that has John Wick in it? I don't know if it's any good or not. It's probably good. Man, I'm dying like crazy in this game. Like crazy. Look at this guy's shoes. He's got like golden... What kind of shoes are those? I don't know. British Knights. He's wearing British Knights. Whoa, that was weird. Whoa, he's hanging. What was he doing there? Oh, wow. Got a sword, and I don't know what's up with this guy. Like an escaped mental patient. Believes he's a genie or something. forget I have a special attack also. Let's see if I can use it on him. Oh, that's what it is. Not that impressive. Oh, I picked up his sword. Oh, and then I dropped it. Come on. It's a pretty good game. It's a little bit weird, but it's still good. I like it. I'm glad I bought it. It's fun. Drunky Cheese says when the bald, skinny, tall guys kicks, he goes right for the crotch. As they do. As one does. As one does. Best Reno. Actually, I saw Ballerina. If you like guns that shoot, it's great. Yeah, I can see that. All right. Graphically, it's not a bad game. It's decent. Gameplay, it's fine. It's not going to rank up in my favorite beat 'em ups, but it's not bad. It's not exactly Final Fight or Streets of Rage. I would say I enjoy... There's a lot of other... Let's try this other guy. There's a lot of other fighting games I probably would enjoy more, but it's not bad. I was thinking Riot Zone on TurboGrafx, probably like that better. Burning Fight on Neo Geo. This is kind of in the Burning Fight category. I think Burning Fight's probably better than this, but it's in the same league as that, probably. I think I like the other character better than this guy. This guy seems like he's stronger, but he's a little slower. And... Oh, he's got some cool stuff he can do, though. That's pretty cool. Damn. If you saw somebody do that to somebody else in a fight, would you be hanging around? If you saw somebody do that, I'd be like, I'm gonna go. You guys have fun. He doesn't do the slide. That's the only thing. That's why I like the other guy better. I like that slide move. Although this guy does have good moves. Let's see what his special move. Oh yeah. It's about the same. That's cool looking though. That is really cool. Wow, that's like the guy from... Oh, never mind. He's gone now. But I was like, he looked like that guy from... Power Slave? Or not Power Slave. What's that game on NES? I can't remember the name of it. I don't know why I was saying Power Slave. Power... something. Looks kind of like Arnold Schwarzenegger a little bit. .437. I'm trying to see what time it was. We got a little while. Wow, that's a cool move he did with flip that guy with his legs like that. That was cool. Not bad. Power Blade. Yes, Prime 1. You knew exactly what I was talking about. And Drunky Cheese, you were right there with him. You need to pick Angry Mode. Do I need to? What happens in Angry Mode? Let's see. I'm going to reset it. Jalico. All right. Angry mode. Does it work with just one player? For some reason, I thought angry mode would be like 2 players could hit each other when they're fighting or something like that. That's what angry mode would be, but maybe that's not what it is. Alright, so we have angry mode on. I don't know what it does. I'm not really seeing anything. Oh, wait a minute. What just happened? I'm flashing. Is this angry mode where I'm pissed off and stronger for a little while? Is that what it is? But it uses my energy? Drunken cheat. The 2-player hit each other is a different option, also included in the menu. Aha! Good observation. Suplex a trash can. Yeah, I'll show you, trash can, taking out the trash. Ouch. Yeah, I'm not sure what activated angry mode. Really not sure. It just turned on and off. If that was angry mode. I forgot what angry mode was. I just wanted to see it. I think that's what it was. It turned whatever that was that happened for a minute there. I'm trying to see if it'll kick back in again, but I don't. Maybe I don't have enough life. Okay, maybe it'll. Maybe there's a way I can do it now. If they hit you many times, you go to angry mode. Ah. Okay. Let's see if it kicks in here. Yeah, okay. Well, there you go. Didn't last very long, though. Yeah, I don't know if I want to use angry mode, because it eats up a lot of your life. I mean, it's cool, but yeah, I don't know about that. Alright. Rival Turf. That's pretty awesome. I wanted to play some of this Total Carnage. I remember playing this, I believe it was on the Switch, on the Nintendo Online service. But I never played the cartridge version of this.
Total Carnage!
Alright. After the War of 1999, reporters swarmed into the war zone. We are in danger! We have uncovered a sinister plot by the General. The plot involves advanced bionuclear research facility. And in fact, General Akbob's real identity is... Oh no, that's not good. Baby milk factory? Yeah, I don't think that's what that really is. Okay, so the different buttons are different directions you shoot. That's cool. That's cool. That drops a bomb. Whoa. What? Why am I dying? I guess I'm not understanding something there. Oh yeah. Yeah, piece of cake. Oh, I'm stepping on mines or something. I guess is what's happening. Because I wasn't understanding that. Oh, see, that's a mine. Okay. Alright. I thought it was a... I can't tell what these things are. Damn it. Wow. So don't step on the red things. Those are mines. Those are not good. Yeah, get some. Hell yeah. Bonus! Bonus! I like how their blood is green. Nintendo. Maybe there's a way to do red blood, I don't know. Oh boy. That was close. That was very close. Damn it. Damn, come on, man. Kill this guy. Yeah, that's hard. Crap. Crap. This would be really fun two-player. Oh crap. Alright. I love that sound effect when you get the shoes. It's all like Three Stooges. That's cool. I dig it. He's not happy. That's a cool game. Wait, I missed a bunch from Evil. Let's see. Total Carnage, more like total garbage, am I right? How dare you? I'll see my way in. No. How dare you, sir? Bassarino, movie, whenever I decide I want to be comfortable on camera or just uploading some music, not sure which will come first. Bassarino, the movie star. Prime 1 Total Carnage was the original name for Smash TV. Well, there you go. We're learning. I want to play this 10 star because I can't remember this. I think I also have this on Nintendo Switch Online, but kind of remember. Nintendo. It's got some good music. Oh yeah. Difficulty. I think we'll stick with 1 star. Cursor speed. Oh, is this a game that works with the mouse? I don't know. I wonder if it is. If it is, I have a mouse. We could try the Super Nintendo mouse. Let me see here. It does work with the mouse. Okay, I'm going to break out the mouse, guys. We're going to try it. This will be cool. So the mouse that I have for Super Nintendo is not the original one. It's this Hyperkin mouse. It's an optical mouse. But it's got a good weight to it. It's actually fairly hefty. This will be interesting. I don't know if it will work in the second player port. I'm not sure. I might have to put it in the first player port. We'll find out. Okay, it just automatically uses the mouse. You plug it in and it just automatically switched over. Cool. This is gonna be cool. I haven't done this. I've barely used this mouse, and I've never had a cartridge that I was able to use it on. Oh yeah, look at that. I think I probably could have put the speed up a little bit on it, but that's fine. That's fine. I know, right? Evil. Fancy. Okay. You must be the new sheriff. Yup. and head of sanitation. Head of sanitation? Yep, I'm gonna clean up that there town. Are you waiting for the stagecoach as well? Yep, sure am. Well, aren't you going to remove your hat in front of a lady? Yeah, I don't know. Only remove hat on Sundays, man. Okay. This is a long cutscene. I just want to play the game. Thank you. Okay, what am I shooting here?
Go! Go!
Interesting. Okay, we got a boss. Come on, man. I guess we got him. Ah, I missed. God dang it. It's pretty good. It's pretty good. I have a mouse game. I heard that you can get Terminator 2 on Super Nintendo and also we use the mouse. So I may have to get Terminator 2 on here. Are using the Mario Paint mouse. Well, it's a... I'll show you again. Let me bring it up here. It's a Hyperkin mouse. It's a new one. It's an optical version. But you can use it on Mario Paint. I'll have to try it. I have EverDrive, one of those cheap EverDrives, so I can try. I think at one point I actually created a folder with mouse games. So we'll have to do that. Maybe on the next stream we'll play a bunch of mouse games. That'd be fun. That'd be pretty cool. Yeah, I'm just realizing now I'm running out of time here, guys. Damn it. I was really starting to have fun with 10 star and the mouse. All right, next time we'll do mouse games. We'll come back and play some more 10 star and do some other mouse games, maybe some Terminator 2, check out Mario Paint. Just have fun with the mouse. If you're going to buy a mouse for Super Nintendo, I think you should get this mouse or one like this because you want the optical. You know, you don't want to have to mess with, you know, those old school mice. They, you know, you have problems and stuff. So, but this is a very high quality mouse. It's very comfortable to use too. So, anyway, thanks guys for joining me this morning to hang out, to do a little bit of Rise and Shine Super Nintendo gaming. Talk a little bit about different things. Hopefully you guys enjoyed some of this. And I'll be back maybe this afternoon. Maybe. And we'll do some more Super Nintendo, Super Famicom stuff. And we'll have some fun. Bassarino, thank you for being here. Drunky Cheese, Prime 1. Chris Courage was also here. Chris Courage. Saboteur. Wiley stepped in for a minute. And did I miss anybody? I probably missed somebody, but I said Prime 1. If I did miss you, my apologies. Thanks for hanging out, guys. I will see y'all again very soon. Thank you, Drunken Cheese. Thank you, Prime 1. You guys are awesome. Y'all be good. Have a great day. Enjoy yourself. Enjoy yourself. And I'll see you again later. Bye-bye.